Hello, everyone, and good evening, good afternoon. I want to be sure if you guys can hear me.
Hello, Toby. I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Yes, thank you so much. I just had a bit of technical challenge. Sorry, guys. Let's start right away. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to explain the assignment, right? I'm just going to replicate a portfolio I have here. It's a very simple portfolio, but I'm just going to use this to explain how you can have the navigation bar and how you can apply one CSS file to your other pages, right? So we're just going to start right away. So I'm going to open up VS Code, right? So I have my terminal open, and I'm just going to, I have my VS Code open. I have a folder already, so I'm just going to navigate to the folder and open that up. Okay, so CD, everything. So yeah, it's Toby, please, you can still see my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm just going to open this up side by side. Right. So we have this. So we're just going to replicate this right here. We're going to replicate this right here using HTML semantics. So as you can see here, this very simple portfolio has the about page, contact me page, service page, and then it has this picture over here and a very small text. And it has no footer, but our own, we're going to add footer to it, right? So because the assignment said you should use header, main, and footer, right? So I'm just going to add the footer to the one I will replicate. So yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is to create an HTML file. So that's index.html. And then I'm also going to have an index.css file. Yeah. So in my index.html, I'm going to type in the HTML structure, right? I'm going to type HTML5. So VS Code automatically completes it for me. So I have the HTML structure here. Let me make this bigger and make this smaller. This is okay, actually. So as you can see here, we have a navigation bar and so one thing you have to put in mind when you're if you're actually styling for a CSS, if you're styling for different pages, right? If you're writing is the style for the home page and you want to apply it to these other pages, then you have to write your code in such a way that you can apply the style to different pages. So we're going to start first of all by designing the navigation bar. So we're going to have 3 sections, the header section, and of course that is where the navigation bar will be. We're going to have the main section, which is where this content will be. And we're going to have a footer section, right? So we have the 3 sections. Yeah, so inside the head section, I'm going to have the navigation bar, this navigation bar. As you can see here, I already have the pictures in here. I have the big picture, and I have the logo and the big picture I'm going to be using, right? So for the header section, as you can see, we have the image there. So we're going to add the image to the header section. We'll add everything into the nav bar, right? So the nav bar will first of all have an image, right? An image, and the image source will be the logo, right? I can put an alternative text, I'm just going to name that logo. And then, you know, it is the navigation bar, everything you see are just list of links, right? List of links that are styled. So we're going to have links, right? So we're going to have a UL tag first. So inside this UL tag, we're going to have our links. So just use yes. So we have about me, contact me, service, and project, right? So the assignment says that you should open everything in a new tab. So we're going to make sure that we have the target underscore blank, the target equals to underscore blank, attributes in each A tag, right? So I'm just going to copy this and paste it in here for all the A tag. So this page, this index.html page is this page, this index.html page I'm typing on right now is the about me page, right? The about me page. So since it is the about me page, I do not need to do underscore blank just in case they click on the about me page again. So I don't need to do this underscore blank because I don't want it to open again in another tab. So I can just take this out for the about me page, and I'm also going to put this hash symbol since it is the about me page and it is not linking to anywhere. Then right here I can have other pages. So I can add other pages. I can add the contact me page .html. So let me just remove the page, right? So contact me.html. I can have so contact me.html. I can also have the project.html, right? And then the last one, service.html. So service.html. So I have the 4 pages already. So in my index.html, which is the about me page, I can just link those. So this is going to be from here, about me, contact me, service, project. So I'm just going to put the about me, which is the home page that we're seeing right now. So about me, and then I'm going to put the contact me. The next one is going to be the service page. And then the project page. So I'm just going to connect everything here. So here should open up the project.html once it is clicked on. Here should open up the service HTML, and here should open contacts me.html, right? Yes. So everything here is, the whole page is black. So I'm just going to go to index.css. I'm first of all going to do a reset. So that is, you use the universal selector to apply, to remove the padding and margin that comes with the web page. So that's just going to be padding 0, margin 0, and then we're going to give it a box sizing of that box. Yes. So since the whole background is black, I'm just going to give my body tag a background color of black, right? And I'm going to give everything I'm typing on my body, I'm going to give it white since the background color is black, and since the background color is black and the text is naturally black, I have to make it white so that I can see what I'm typing. Yeah, so I'm just going to open this using live server to see what we have. Okay. So where did we make a mistake? We have the body tag. Okay, I've not added the index.css to my file, so I'm just going to name this Victoria. I'm just going to, yes, about Victoria for my title, and right here I'm going to put in the CSS file. So the name of our CSS file is index.css. Right, so we have that. Yeah, index.css. So you cannot see the, let me check my index.css and see what's happening. Why is this showing different color? Anyways, you cannot see the bullet points in the list, right? Because of this this resets that I resetted, this reset I did here. So you can't see the buttons there, but you see it too. So index.html. Yeah, so we're just going to design the nav bar first before we design other parts of the page. So we design this before we design other parts of the page. So as you can see, if I over on this, it's getting bigger, right? So that's just overstate. So yeah, I'm just going to come here. Since I know that I'm going to make this 20% first. What I'm designing right now, I want to reduce the width of this image, right? This logo here, I just screenshotted that as my logo. So I want to reduce the width, and the image is in the nav bar. So I'm going to enter the nav bar and then do the image and then make it, I'm going to give it a width of 20%. So it takes only 20% of my page. Yeah. So yeah, and all this, the image and the links right here, they're inside the nav bar. So I'm going to be using, you have been introduced to Flex and Grid Box, right? So I'm going to use Flex to take this this old link, this links here, I'm going to take it off using flex, right? So you can style it the way we have this. So I'm just going to call on my nav bar, right? And I'm going to do display flex, right? So this takes it up now. As you can see, it's jam-packed. So I'm going to do justify content, and I'm going to make this space between, so it separates it, right? So justify content space between, right? So let's look at what we have here. So we're going to remove this natural style that comes with the list, right? And now we're going to do that. We're going to enter the navigation bar again because we have this. We have everything in our nav bar. So the reason why you have to select what you're selecting by using the parent tag first is because you don't want, just in case you have other things, other lists, you have another list in your home page or whatever page, right? You don't want the style to just automatically apply to that list because you may not want to remove the natural style that comes with it. So I'm just going to call on nav. I'm going to target UL, right? So nav UL, I'm going to remove the list style. So I have none. Yeah. So right now you can see that all these are links. I want to edit this. So normally for this page, as you can see here, there's a link here too. There's a link here too that has been designed to be like a button. And as you can see, if you're over on this, you have the same color with this. You have the same thing happening. When you're over on this, it changes to this color and the text changes to black. The same thing happens here. So you can make the styling of the A tag general, right? It's good to have, it will be nice to have all your, for this portfolio basically, all the link tag to have the same kind of property when you're over on them. So I'm going to style my, I'm just going to do body and A. So I'm going to, let's go here. I'm just going to do text decoration, none, right? So it has removed the text decoration, which is the underline we had there. It has removed that. And then I'm going to make all the color, I'm going to make the color white, right? Yes, so it's white now. Nice. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make it appear like the nav bar is supposed to. So this should fall, it should fall in, right? So I'm going to target the list tags. I'm just going to do nav UL list, right? So the list tag, all list tags should have this property. So I'm going to do display inline flex. So yeah, as you can see, it has fallen down, right? So now that we have that, we have to make things look better. So I can do, I'm just going to edit this using margin, right? So I'm going to apply margin to all of them. So they should have a margin of 5 pixels around. So it has opened up a bit. I'm just going to leave that as 5 pixels because I'm going to be adding padding to my anchor elements, so it doesn't take up too much space. So I'm going to come here right now and This is for my general A. So I'm just going to do nav, and I'm going to pick the anchor tag. What's wrong with this thing? Let's come down. I'm going to pick nav, and I'm going to go into UL, go into LI and pick A, and then I'm going to give it a padding. So I can give this a padding of 10 pixels. Let's see what comes out of that. Okay, looks okay. So giving it a padding, I can now, let's go to my nav. Let's give the nav bar a padding itself, right? I want to give the nav bar padding itself. So I can give the nav bar just 5 pixels. Let me make that 10 pixels. Okay. So it is looking like what we have here, right? So I want to make it, I want it to be that when I hover on this actually increases in size. So we know we have a width of 20 pixels. So we can make it to be bigger than 20% when we hover on it. So nav image, we're just going to use the over what do I call it? So I'm going to use over property, right? So I'm going to say on over, the width should be 22%, right? So when I over on this, it gives me 22%. So when I over on this, it gives me 22%, right? So it's bigger when I over on this, right? So I think I have this, it's actually nice. So I want to edit the overstate for the anchor tags. To do that, I'm just going to come here and I'll do now UL lists anchor, but this time with the over property. This time with the over property. Just to be sure, I hope everyone is following me. Okay. Yeah, so the hover property, and yeah, so I want it to have a color when I hover on it. So I'm going to give that a background color of Alice blue. So as you can see here, this is what happens when I hover on it, but this is not the color we have here, right? So but you can click on this and just you can pick a color here. So let's just over on this and you can pick a color, right? So I think no, I don't like that. So let's pick this. Okay, this is better. So as you can see, it has sharp edges, and this one doesn't have sharp edges. It's actually round. So we can edit that, right? We can edit that. So I'm just going to come here and say it should have a border radius. Border radius is actually just to make it round. So border radius of 20, let's say 10 pixels. Okay, so I think I like it this way, right? 10 pixels. And then let's see what we have here. So I think our navbar is actually ready. Navbar is ready, right? So I'm going to add more padding to this, to the navbar itself. I'm just going to make this 15 pixels. right? So yeah, we're going to go to the main section right now. As you can see, we have two parts in the main section. We have an image and we also have text right here. So I'm just going to create that. So under main, we're going to have an heading tag, right? We're going to have an heading tag. Since the main, right? Since it's not just, we're not just going to have main in this about me, we're going to also have the main tag here and the main tag in this other pages. Then it will be wise. It is wise to let's give this a let's put this in a div, right? And I'm just going to give this div a class. I'm going to give it a class of, I'm going to name this class, I'm just going to give it index main, right? I'm going to give it index main. So inside here, I'm now going to have my h1 tag. I'm going to name it, I'm going to type the I there, just wave emoji. You don't need to cram easily search what you want to say, and you can be able to, you get the code for emoji. This gives me the wave emoji, right? So I'm just going to put it here. So put it there. Yeah, so it looks better right now. So if I come here,
Vicky, your network is again a
can see
little
that it's already displaying, right? So I have had my paragraph. Yes, I'm going to just copy. Oh, so sorry. I hope it's manageable. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's manageable. It's better now.
Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to copy this text right here. I don't need to type everything out. I'm just going to paste it in here, right? And I have that. I'm going to change this to capital V. So that's my paragraph. And as you can see, under it, I have a button. I'm not going to make this a button. I'm going to make this an anchor tag. So it's clickable. So I'm just going to call it my resume, right? And every anchor tag should have an href attribute. So if you have a link to your resume, you add it there. It's a normal portfolio, so you have to put your resume there, but this is a sample work, so I don't need to put anything there. So href equals to the hash symbol, right? And so I'm done with this first part. I'm done with this first part, right? So I can now come down here and create another div tag. I can come here and create another div tag, right? And I'm going to give this div tag a class. So since I have two things side by side, I'm just going to name this left main instead. And I'm going to name this right main. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to have my image tag and just put the image to complete it for me. So I have the image here as school .png, and I'm going to give it an alternative text of Enebeli Victoria, right? So Victoria Enebeli. So in case it doesn't display, it just shows this alternative text, right? So we have, I would name, yes, left main and right main. And then for our footer, we're just going to give this, okay, let's design the main first before we design the footer, right? So let's see what we have here. Okay, I'm going to give this a width. I'm going to give this a width of 35%, right? And yeah, so yeah, this is what I have right now. So what to do? We have to edit it to look like this. So everything in CSS is all about, trying to tweak things, with the attributes you know about, the selectors you know about. Just use that knowledge you have to see how you can make your page beautiful. So as you can see, so I'm going to make my work better by I'm going to take this out of here and put it close to where I have this body, right? So I have on my nav, everything about my nav. And I'm just going to give this, I'm going to give this a comment, nav design, right? So I'm going to come here and give this a comment too, because now I'm in the main section. So as you can see, this is actually close to the nav bar, right? Unlike this one that is actually far off from the nav bar. So we'll give it a margin, right? We'll give our main section a margin so that the main starts from exactly the same place as other pages, right? So the main will start from the same spot with other pages. So I'm just going to call this main, and I'm going to say margin. So I'm going to use the margin shorthand. We have the top. So if it's 0, 0, 0, this means top, left and right, then bottom. So I'm just going to give this a top margin of 15%. I'm going to give this the left and right 5%. And I'm going to give this bottom 15%. Right. So now it's far from the nav bar, right? It's far from the nav bar. So I'm going to, I have that for main. So I can now, this year we apply to every page. So I can now come here and, as you can see here, where's my index.html? I have my class left main, and I have this here right main. So, okay, I'm going to wrap everything here in another div. So I can apply flex. I can apply flex to the div that is wrapping everything, because I don't want to apply flex to the main section because other pages might not need the flex attributes. So I'm just going to wrap all this. So come here, put this. Then I'm going to highlight all this and click on tab so it takes it in, right? I'm just going to format my code so it looks better. Format with prettier. So this looks better. So everything now is inside this main div, and I'm going to name this main div. So I'm going to give it that class I gave it before, right? So about main. So about main. And I'm going to come to index.css. I'm going to give the about main a display of flex. So it just flexes these two containers that I have inside it. Right, so I'm going to call on the main class, which is main, about main. So I'm going to use the descendant selector again. So main dot about main, right? So main dot about main, I want the display to be flex. So as you can see, it has displayed it as flex, right? So what next? Look at this place, it is separated kind of. So I'm just going to give this a justify content. I'm going to give it space between, right? So it just spaces it. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, okay, so before we do this, I'm going to give my container, I'm going to give these two containers, I'm going to give it a width, right? So I'm going to call on main. The left container, remember I named it, I gave it a class of left. Let me just confirm that. So left main, right? So left main. I'm going to give this left main a width of, I'm going to give it a width of 45%. So it takes 45% of the full width. And I'm going to give, so I'm going to come here and give the other one a width. So I'm going to give it a width of dot right main. I'll give it a width of 35%. So yeah, a width of 35%, and I'm going to add the content, justify content. I'm going to make it space between. So that's separated, right? That are separated. So I'm still going to edit the size of this, my picture, so it will be bigger. So let's see what we have here first. Oh, so let's just quickly edit this part. Yeah, index.html. So right here, as you can see, we have an h1 tag inside the main dot. Inside this, we have an h1 tag inside the left main. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to do main. So inside main, get me left main, and then I'm going to select the h1, right? And I'm going to make, okay, let's do it this way. Since this is an h1 tag, let's apply the h1 design to every h1 that we have on our page, right? So I'm just going to call h1. So main. So even in other pages, if we have h1 tag, it will apply the style to it. So h1, we're going to give this font. So let's give this I want to make this lighter. So font, let's give it font weight. Let's make this lighter, right? So for my about main, right, which is the main that is containing everything. I can give it a line height. I can give it a line height of 1.6 to make everything spacious. I want it spacious. And yeah, so 1.6. Then for my H1, I can now give it, I can increase the font size, right, to make it bigger. So I'm just going to give that 3 yeah. So it looks more like this right now. Toby, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So it appears I'll have to continue this in my next office hour because it's almost 4 o'clock already, and there'll be another office hour from now, from 4 o'clock, I guess.
Yeah.
Or either for UI UX or Frontend, but there'll be another office hour by 4 o'clock, and I do not want to disrupt the class. So please, I'm going to continue this design in my next office hour. We're going to finish it up and see how we can make the portfolio responsive so that when because right now we have this, but if you inspect, just made our number, if you inspect, you can see that it is not so responsive. Yeah, it is okay, but as you're scrolling, as the screen size is reducing, you can see that it breaks out here. So in the next class, finish up the design and see how we can make it responsive so it appears good, so your portfolio appears very well on other screens, right? So I apologize once again for starting late. I had a bit of technical issues. Thank you so much, guys. I'll continue this in my next class. So yeah, Toby, thank you also for joining the call. I'll end the call now.
Okay. Thank you.
So